Hi guys, I'm Michelle Carpenter and welcome to my platform, welcome to my channel, welcome to wherever you're finding me. So I am Johannesburger, ex-Johannesburger from South Africa, and I currently live in the beautiful Nelson, New Zealand. And I love, love, love this place. We have the mountains in the distance, we have the sea, and Nelson always reminds me of our beautiful late president, Nelson Mandela, who brought a very different vibration into this world. So I just wanted to show up today, and I haven't put a recording out there for a while. I haven't been very involved in putting something out there for anybody to listen to. I was very blessed to do a wonderful event, actually 3 events last week. One was in Queenstown, New Zealand, and the other one was in Wanaka, also New Zealand, just around the corner from Queenstown, with my beautiful friend Jill Cole. And we launched Earth Masters, but I'm just going to park that for now, as Jilly and I will put together a Zoom where we can, hopefully chat to you guys. We've got quite a lot that's coming up for us. But a part of me, not a big part of me, just sort of going off social media and not doing any videos was because I hit burnout. I've probably hit burnout quite a few times in the last few months and years, but I've just pushed through and pushed through and pushed through. And in full disclosure, I just got to a space where I was done. And I took, for the first time in, the last probably 3 years, I took a week off. And I'm including or not including the lockdown period, which was wonderful. That was sloth mode for most of us. But since then, I've just been, and even before then, just going, going, going. And a big part of what I've learned is I overextend myself. And I think I'm over-delivering. And in my over-delivery of wanting to help people, wanting to be of service, I lose myself in the moment. In many moments actually. And I know it sounds probably ridiculous, it sounds even stupid, it sounds zany, but when I lose myself, I forget that I've got to look after myself first and foremost. Otherwise I'm not able to be a wife, a mother, a person who loves her animals, show up in my channeling sessions. I had no idea how much my channeling with me lifting my vibration was affecting my nervous system when I'm in a trance state. I've learned that from a few podcasts that I've watched or listened to. So I'm quite grateful for the information. And I was taught a long time ago by a beautiful friend and mentor, the information comes to us when we're ready. And I never used to understand what that meant. But when I'm channeling and I have when I'm working with a group, my energy is like this, and it's kind of like the body doesn't know what to do, because I'm working with a different frequency, a different vibration, and I'm learning to navigate and supplement and giving myself more time out. So I also got to a stage in my burnout where I realized I was apologizing. I was saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Now, I also know that when we're saying I'm sorry, it's like I'm just reeling it back in. Like I'm going to stuff up even more. I'm going to do even more shit, and I'm going to have to apologize even more for my overwhelm. And, part of what we are all learning, I think, is to show up and to part of empowerment is to understand in the knowing, in the acceptance of the knowing that, what am I trying to say? Where am I going with this? I'm just trying to feel into the information of what I want to share. But, part of that is learning that we don't have to say I'm sorry for every single thing. And that's what I know is the people pleaser inside of me. So I overextended myself, saying that I was going to put our Council of Eight community gatherings together. And I already have apologized about this, because the funny thing is that in my infinite wisdom, I have shared this, that I'm not the biggest planner in my business. So I'm like, very much let's live in the moment. But I know that a big part of strategizing is where I'm working towards, where I'm going, the travels that are coming up, because we're in the doing, we're in the 3D world. And my husband had a little side chuckle, I have to share this, that he was like, well, Bunny, we call each other Bunny. I told you so. And he's a very good planner, very good strategist, very good forward thinker, he can see things into the future. And I'm like, okay, we'll just do this. We'll just share this. And then I had a client, a very, very clever client, may I say, and her name's not coming to me right now, otherwise I'd acknowledge her. I can picture her beautiful face with the dark hair. I did a session for her and a friend where I channeled. And I remember her still saying to me, and this is how clever the universe is, okay? In the moment of my overextending myself because I just want to help others and be of service, she still said to me in the moment of me saying, yeah, I'm doing the Council of Eight gatherings, the community gatherings weekly. And she went, wow, weekly, like, wow, like, I can't remember exact words, but she still said something like, wow, Michelle, isn't that going to take a lot of and drain a lot of your energy? And I remember going, like perking up and going, I can do this. Or wasn't she right? And honestly, if I could remember her name, oh gosh, she's just a beautiful, beautiful healer with long dark hair, something with the S. It's not Stephanie. Anyway, she'll know if she sees this message who she is. So I want to acknowledge you and say, thanks, babe. You were right. I was wrong. And just realize that I was freaking on a tangent of note. And a part of self-righteousness is realizing that actually it's okay to, hang on, I'm not making any sense. Part of being self-righteous in that moment is like, no, I've got this, I think I can do this. I know I can do this. The Council of Eight showed me that I can do this. Again, though, I hadn't stopped. Before because I shoot from the hip, and often Brent, my husband, will say, Bun, you got to think these things through. And I'm like, I get so excited. I'm going to share this right now. So yes, she gave me a beautiful gift. And another thing is, my gorgeous friend Jill Cole and I have launched a new company called Earth Masters, because we really, really have noticed that we are here to master Earth. And there's a lot that's coming with Jill and I. We're busy planning this. We're busy putting it together. I'm busy planning it and I'm putting it together, which is phenomenal, because Julie and I also, we're like, boom, in the moment. And we've had so many great life lessons. So we initially launched Spiritual Gangsters. And in my body, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. It sounds like it's a play on words. And it's like, yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's be gangsters. But that specific day that we launched it and we did a bit of marketing around our event, I still looked at the colors and I was like, I don't know if this resonates. But yes, it was late at night. I was looking at my phone and Jill said to me, just Mish, have a look before we put it onto Event Finder. And the next day, actually, it wasn't the same day, it was the next day. This is how the universe gives us signs. And I didn't listen to the sign. But we launched it and we put it out there. And then the next day I was driving, and I was chatting to my husband on my phone. And this gangster, which I didn't know at the time, this guy pulled out on a motorbike, an off-road motorbike, had no helmet on, and he was riding on the rugby field that I was driving past, and he was tearing up the field. And I still remember saying to my husband, I've got to phone the police, because this guy he looks like he's off the charts, man. It looks like he's causing shit. Anyway, fast forward to the end of the day, my son came home, said, Mom, we had a gang member in our school today. And the way he described this guy was exactly the same guy that had driven past me. So it was a subtle and gentle sign from the universe, because obviously, when I'd heard that this guy had been in my child's school, I just wanted to know everybody was okay. But it was kind of freaky. And I still remember thinking, oh, gang member, gangsters. And, guys, unfortunately, gang members do have a stigma. And my heart goes out to any person who's been in a gang, who is in a gang, because I can't imagine that it can be easy being in a gang. And I've met a few people who have been in gangs, and it's been quite, I feel incredibly sad, even knowing that these guys have been reeled into this energy and these tribes, because that's what they are. They're a tribe. They hold them together. I don't even know what it must be like, but I know that in the the people that I've met, and there's been a limited few that have been there, they are still working through some real deep trauma. And any of those that know, or have been associated or know gang members, I can only imagine it can't be easy. But I'm going off on a tangent right now. Squirrel moment, Michelle, come back. My point being is that, the universe gave me a sign, and I didn't speak up and say to Jilly, this doesn't feel right. And I think like 2 weeks into it, I said, we both agreed it wasn't us. It didn't feel like us. And then I said to Jill, ask your guides. There's got to be more. There's something. And then Jilly sat with it, and she got the messages, and then we started tweaking the earth mastering earth, and then we got it, Earth Masters. So watch out for that too. That's a separate dynamic gathering that we'll bring together, that we've already been shown that we're taking this across New Zealand. We launched this last weekend, and we've got a lot of sharings to share over time, and we're going to take it across the world, so yay to us. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent once again. So guys, welcome. This is what happens. I have my squirrel moments, okay? Could you imagine how my husband feels living with me? I share 15 stories in once, and he goes in one story, and he's like, and you can see he's like trying to get the drop-ins, and he's like, you're losing me. And I'm like, just stay with me. I'm coming. Start something, and I come to an end. But what I wanted to share with you is I'm realizing I apologize for a lot that isn't even mine, a lot of shit that isn't even mine. I apologize to friends, I apologize to family, I apologize to people. And I came to realize in my crash that I had a few weeks ago, like I just loved not having to be on, I love not having, and it's my choice. So I'm saying have to be, but I don't have to be. This is my choice to show up. This is my choice to be of service. This is my choice to do things. But I could feel my vibration was getting really sort of low, and I was feeling very strained. And my husband and I kept saying, when am I taking time out? When am I taking time out? And I just wanted to bake and be with my animals, and I just felt this conscious pressure, which is old. It's my pressure. When I took the time out, and then we planned for these events, and we put the events together, even in the taking the time out, I was still on. So I'm realizing that by saying sorry to everybody, it was annoying me. And I'm sure I annoyed everybody else, because I was like, I'm sorry, like putting out fires, like I'm sorry because I didn't do this, and I'm sorry because I didn't do that, and I'm sorry, Council of 8 community, that I haven't shown up, because the beautiful community that we are, guys were sending me messages and saying, Michelle, we can't book in for next week. And I was like, so that would bring up a feeling, an emotion inside of my body, because I feel like I'm letting people down. Now, for those of you who know fight, flight, fright, and fawn is the people pleaser, the overgiver, me. And the realization is that great, great, great analogy. Put the oxygen mask on yourself, Michelle. And I'm still learning that, guys. So I'm going to apologize one more time to any of you that have wanted to book in for the community gatherings. My humblest apologies. I have put this on another video, but I overextended myself, and I'm realizing that we don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. The universe is in flow. And that wonderful statement, walk your talk, practice what you preach. There's 2. Okay, I'm learning that, and I keep wanting to say I'm still learning that, because I am. I'm learning to give back to me. I'm learning that, I just don't want to let people down, guys. And unfortunately I am, and I have along the way. I've disappointed many along the way. I've disappointed myself along the way. I've disappointed family, friends. But I can't choose to change things as I'm sitting here right now. I'm going to say that again. I can't choose to go back and go, oh my God, blah, 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 because that's the old. And I'm wanting to bring in the new. I'm wanting to do things differently. I am doing things differently. I am sitting with life differently. I'm sitting with showing up for myself. I'm sitting with going off my phone. I'm sitting with how can I slow life down. And I was talking to a client about this either yesterday or the day before. We take 9 months. Some might have come into the world a little quicker. Some might have been premature. I'm sure many of you have been. But normally we take 9 months to grow inside our mother's stomachs. And then we want to come into this world and then do everything at 100 miles per hour. Well, the body doesn't heal that way. Our minds don't heal that way. And you know, life is faster, guys, isn't it? Life is busy. Life can be quite challenging. Life can be quite chaotic if we're going through, divorces, separations, job losses. Any loss brings grieving. And yeah, so where to from here? I just want to slow myself down in that moment. So you see, I'm catching myself. Where to from here? Okay, so part of this today is sharing with you that we have the Council of Eight community gathering coming up on the my New Zealand time, 26th of June, United States, pretty much the rest of the world that are in that time zone, Pacific time zones, Easterns, Mountain time, European time. It's a bit late for Europeans, I understand that, and people who live in the UK, but it's the 25th of June. And I'm just going to, okay, I just wanted to check times quickly for the rest of the world. Okay, Pacific daytime, 1 p.m., which is your Sunday. Eastern daytime, 4 p.m. Central daytime, 3 p.m. Mountain daytime, 2 p.m. United Kingdom, 9 p.m. South Africa, 10 p.m. Europe, 10 p.m. So for those of you who can join me, would be wonderful. Please go on to www.michellecarpenter.co.nz. Go into the bookings page and click on the Council of Eight community gatherings, and the Zoom link, you book pay at $16 US. You book pay and the Zoom link will be sent to you straight away, easy peasy. For those of you who pay and cannot make it, there is no refunds, just to let you know, as your energy is already connecting into the field. And sometimes life happens, guys, and I understand it. Hence, I've been guided to keep it at $16. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys is that I may be only doing it every second week. I'm navigating my energy at the moment because I'm still rebuilding myself. And, when I'm channeling and I'm doing the tonings, my voice does take a lot of strain. And for those of you who don't know, I talk a lot. So, again, could you imagine living with me now? I'm actually, at night sometimes when I've had a few back-to-back sessions or a big day, I just say to my husband, showering, we eat, we have a bit of time together, and I just say, I just don't want to talk. I do too get tired of my own voice, hence I was like, I just didn't feel like doing Instagram and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And I want to bring truth to you guys. I want to bring authenticity. I want to bring a high vibe to you guys where it could hopefully bring some sense of upliftment. But when I'm like, oh my God, I just don't feel like doing this, which is also truth, which is also authenticity, which I've shown before, and you'll probably see it again. But it's kind of like I'm just beating to my own tune at the moment and my own rhythm and my own drum, and I'm just loving it. So yes, I'm probably going to do it every second week. And I'm also looking at changing the day, which I will share with you at a later time. So more than likely, quite a few people are coming to me and saying, Michelle, we cannot make it on the Monday morning. Can we do it on Sunday? But again, I've just got to look at the international time zones to see. I can't accommodate everybody, unfortunately. So guys, from my heart to yours, I'm sending lots and lots of love. I've had a few good friends send me the Schumans resonance in the last 3 days, and I'm in a channel on this because I don't know what's going on. It's been quite the one when I looked at 2 days ago, before we're now in winter solstice. Yesterday was winter solstice, so you guys in American, that would be summer solstice. And I want to see what the Council of Eight have to say. So let's bring them through and see what they've got to say on that, and anything else with regards to the collective. I will see you on the other side. We welcome you today to this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful interaction between not only ourselves, but the all that is, the connectiveness within the resonance, within the Schumans resonance is strong. There are multitudes of changes that are being experienced within the spiritual realms. The spiritual realms are yourselves, yet they are the realms that are out and about within the universal alignments, within the universal forces. The universe is massive. And what we say to you today as the Council of Eight, as the angelic beings of light that we are, that there is transition, there is change, hence the frequencies, the frequencies, the frequencies, the frequencies, the frequencies are shifting. And we slow down when we say are shifting. As humans, as Michelle has only now described in her sharings, it is about the slowing down. As if we were to talk like this, and if we were to come through like this, would you be able to understand us? Some of you may be able to understand us, but it's not too sure if you will be able to understand us. But we know that many of you are shifting gears. We know that many of you are within the change to be seen. And as you allow yourselves to be seen, as you allow yourselves to feel more uplifted, more upbeat, more recognized, we see you all. We recognize you all. We envisage the changes of what is happening right now. When one is in the visuals of the envisaging is exactly that. The images are changing. And as the images are changing for yourselves, for yourselves, for yourselves, for yourselves, for yourselves, as the collective is shifting, there are different frequencies that are aligning. And they are soft. They are, as you humans would say, off the charts. They are different as humans are different. Remember, electromagnetic field. And as the electromagnetic field is coming towards you, you are shifting it back. Coming, going, cause, effect. Electric, 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 electric. When something has been sparked, when there is an electrical fault, what happens? It creates a spark, does it not? The spark may create a flame if it is not noticed, and the flame creates a fire, and the fire shifts. It brings a different density to the energy. A fire burns. A fire can create havoc. When a fire rages, it takes out, does it not? It clears the path. It clears the pathway for new to come in. You are cleaning and clearing and cleaning and clearing and cleaning and clearing. You are re-embellishing your soulful selves. And as you are re-embellishing your soulful selves, what we say to you is, hallelujah. There is a statement that you humans make often. We hear it. And we smile. We smile. And we say, embrace, embrace. When one is in a brace, they are embraced, are they not? When one has a back brace helps humans to stand up straight. When one is embraced, when one is a trapeze artist and they are being held, they are being embraced into the newness. So as you are all noticing shifts vibrationally, it starts within the spine. The spine is interconnected into every part of your body. The spine is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place of all connection. It is deeply embedded within your cellular self. It has many different connections, does it not? For those of you who are now taking your phones or having a look on what is connected into the spine, you may be amazed. And when one is amazed, it is as if you are seeking or searching or going through a maze. So we applaud you. We say, hallelujah. Many of you know the song, do you not? And as you speak those words, hallelujah, there is a ripple, there is a vibration, there is a different sensation. So we ask of you all to continue on these soulful journeys, the self-soothing soul, the self-nourishing soul. When one is nourishing themselves in a light-hearted and jovial way and joyful way, one is within the oneness of the deep, deep, deep connection of the universal flow. So there are times of change, and we will share these times of change within the collectiveness. We ask you once again, keep your noses inside your own businesses, as when the nose is out, you are pointing fingers at others, yet bring it back to yourself, bring it back to your soulful, nourishing selves. Nourishment is on many different levels. Nourishment is within the water. Nourishment is within the plants. Nourishment is within the foods. Nourishment is within the love. Nourishment is letting go of what no longer serves you. So we ask you all to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, as none of us are pulling you back. You like to believe that you are being pulled back in time. You like to believe that you are being harmed. You like to believe that history is repeating itself. How many of you have said that history is repeating itself? It is not. History is history. It is gone. You are evolutionary humans. And as the change is moving forward, as it is, right now in this moment, as you are watching Michelle's arms and we are using her arms in the moving forward, the energy is shifting, and it is bringing a cycle of togetherness. So I thank you, I thank you, and I bless you for all that is. Do you hear how we said that? I thank you. We are the I. We are the you. We are the all that is. We are creation. We are angelic beings of light. We see you. The I sees you. What we ask is, are you seeing you? Are you within the I? Yes, there are storms. The eye of the storm can be within the collective, or the eye of the light can be within the collective. Which one are you choosing? We love, 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 love each and every single one of your soulful selves. We thank you for this divine interconnectedness of the allness, of the oneness. Namaste. I was just acknowledging them and thanking them for that beautiful message, even though I don't remember it all. But wow, guys, I feel so privileged to be sharing their words of wisdom. And for those of you who have questioned before or wonder what they look like, they're form, but they're not form. Like, I just feel them. It's a different sensation, it's a different vibration. And I know that as I'm being upgraded, and this is what happened with my crash a few weeks ago, I was very privileged to be asked to go onto a podcast, the Kevin Moore podcast. Wonderful guy who's sharing so much brilliant work or words. And it was interesting because when I channeled, I could feel my body, and then I needed to self-regulate. I had the fireplace on, which is next to me here. Very privileged to have a wonderful gas fireplace. But I think I channeled for like over an hour and a half, and he took snippets of the channeling. I don't even think it's the full thing on his podcast, and that's okay. But I realized after that it takes me a long time, and long being probably half an hour to an hour, where I really needed to get warm. And again, just through information that I've heard over time, and this is just my learning, okay? So I'm not projecting this onto you guys. It's just how I'm learning in myself. You guys will find your own way. For those of you that are channeling, is that, it's just an upgrade. And I've learned to give back to that myself in the nourishment. So, eating warm foods. Yes, we are here in winter at the moment, but just really having to warm myself to the cockles. I don't know why I use that word. What are cockles? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it's just been an interesting journey for me. And I'm learning that as I'm becoming lighter in my soulful self, I still need to navigate in terms of being all the other parts and playing out all the parts of being a wife, a mother, business owner. And I'm looking forward to the change that's coming. I really, really am. And over time, I would love to share some more of my own life, some more of my own stories. My husband is hoping to join me on Keeping It Real. He's wanting to share some of his background and his transformation that he's gone through, and we are hoping that by sharing our journey in our marriage and how we came together, that this will help others in some small way. So yeah, just keep posted and keep checking out on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm realizing that it's like kind of butter or margarine. You can either spread it thickly like butter. Sometimes I like it on a piece of toast where it's spread really nice and thick, and other times I just like it spread thinly. I was spreading myself like thick and thin a lot of the times. Actually, I was spreading myself so thick on a hot piece of toast that the butter was oozing through the toast, okay? So and it was dripping everywhere. Oh gosh, I crack myself up with these things. Ridiculous, I tell you. But it's pretty true. That's how I sort of felt when that thought and that picture came through. I was just like kind of dripping butter everywhere and like trying to lick it, So there's just part of the process that we're all in, and it's not good, it's not bad. And for you guys who watch me and support me continuously, oh my God, I am so, so grateful for all of you that show up, that send me messages. I'm realizing that part of the spreading myself thin is that as I'm growing in my business self and my business world, I will 100%, wherever we are in the world, give you guys hugs when I see you face to face. I will share all my love that I have inside of me with you in that moment and squeeze you. So I always say to anybody, hold on, it's going to come to me. Prepare your bodies, okay? Because I just love hugging. And but I'm realizing that the way that I used to do things in my business is not the way that I am able to continue. So that's part of evolution, that's part of growth, because I am very much, and I used to believe this as a thought process, is that, I've just got to continue. I've got to continue the way that I know how. And I was working incredibly hard, part of my growth has been, I used to get up at 5 o'clock, first client, 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes used to finish at 9, 9:30 at night. That's gotten a lot better over time. And I wasn't charging my worth. I received a message today from a beautiful client yesterday, and I'm going to share this. It's not about sharing her name, and it's not about bringing her vibration down, so please know that. It's not about pointing a finger, because it's a reflection of where do I go into lack still. I'm still working on those belief systems of lack. And without oversharing too much, it was interesting. She sent me a beautiful email and questioned me about something, and about my charge and my worth and what I charge for my sessions. And I just said to her, thank you for being a beautiful reflection, and I'm owning my worth. And, I hope that doesn't come across arrogantly, guys, but we have to own our worths. I've worked incredibly hard in the last 4 to 5 years. Throw into that, and this is for any of you that are listening to this message today, throw into that, building a business, working through my own PTSD and my own traumas. And this isn't a pity party, please know this. This is truth. Helping my kids. Hopefully they're pretty steady kids, I'd like to believe. I believe they are. They're great kids. I have 2 beautiful, beautiful kids. A husband who was severely traumatized for a very long time, and he's working through his trauma, he's working through his PTSD, but severely depressed. And I'll let him share that when he wants to. But this is part of my truth, is that, and what I did was I became addicted to the business. I became addicted to putting the information out there. I became addicted to it. It was my driving force to keep me going. And I had to come back and go, okay, I'm now owning my worth. And again, it's not good, it's not bad for any of you that are hearing this and judging me right now. There's nothing I can do about it. This is me sharing. This is me oversharing. This is me maybe saying too much information. It's okay. I'm going to lose people along the way. This is me just saying, you know what? We get through stuff. Sometimes life is pretty tough. This is also inclusive of me losing my mom a year and a half ago. And I'm missing her terribly. Last night and today, I'm missing her. So what I'm going to do when I'm finished this and I've put this out there on YouTube, I'm going to go bake, because that reminds me of my beautiful mom. So, guys, we're allowed. These are all part of the building blocks that we go through. We're allowed. We're allowed to grieve. We're allowed to overexpress. We're allowed to share of ourselves. And again, it's not good, it's not bad. And I'm, again, just going back to owning my worth. That's a whole different thing. It's like, it's not even in the price of it. It's like, well, what does that mean to own my worth? I'm owning me. I'm showing up for me. For the first time in a long, long, long time, I'm showing up for me. I've always shown up for everybody else. And in my husband's and my sharings, my hope is that we'll be able to share this turnaround that happened for me just over 2 months ago. It was pretty brutal, not hard, not easy. And I think that even in the sharing of it, when we do, it may give some people a bit of a moment of like, wow, or not. But that was a true moment of me owning my worth. We equate it to owning our worth, and this is what the interaction was with this client who asked me about my charges. And I just said to her, thank you, I'm owning my worth. Beautiful gift that she gave me. And to herself too. It's about owning her worth too. And when I hope that I responded, no, actually I don't hope, I know that I responded in kindness and compassion for her beautiful message, because it really uplifted me, and I went, thank you for the acknowledgement. So guys, from my heart to all of yours, thank you for being here with me, for sharing this platform with me, for showing up for me. I know there's many, there's so much other information out there, which is, I think sometimes can be overwhelming for me too. But I'm incredibly grateful to just have you comment, the messages that you share of, Michelle, I'm so glad that we managed to find you. Well, I'm finding you guys too. And I hope that in my sharing that there's a spark of something, a spark of joy, a spark of light, a little lightness, a little tear, a big tear, a lot of tears. Because that for me is how we connect into the oneness of all that is. So thank you guys for walking this walk with me, for listening to this crazy woman share, because it's just me. This is how I rock, this is how I roll. And I love you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Bye. See you on Monday. My Monday, your Sunday. Just letting you know. Share, share, share. Be wonderful to have a massive group of people. Love you guys. Bye.